Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. So recently I've been talking quite a lot about Stonksy, this indicator by, that Martini guy essentially. Stonksy is pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it. If you want to get it, there is a discount code that I've now got that you can use. So you can join monthly for 145 quid a month. Now, if you use my link, which is savewith.crypto.org/Stonksy, okay, you don't get a discount here, okay, but I will put the first 100 people into a free prize thing, and I'm going to give, I've not decided yet, it's either going to be $500 or $1,000, but I'm going to give that to one person, randomly selected out of the first 100 users. So at the moment, I only have one person who's signed up through my link, but that's not surprising because I've only been promoting it for about a day or two. So thank you very much for that person. That's really cool. If you want to buy the annual one, which actually works out a hell of a lot cheaper, in fact, that's the one I did, I can get you a further 30% off that if you use the code SWC30. So that means you're actually getting that for about 700 quid. Which is half the price of paying it monthly, isn't it? So do use that if you can. Even if you're not going to go for the annual, please do use my link because it will put you into that prize draw. So at the moment, Stonksy actually isn't giving very many clues at the moment as far as I can see. It's probably because it's weekend. It's Sunday today. Not much happening. We do have a CME close on Friday that was at 68,605. So I'm pretty sure that the price will come back to there sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours, I would say. So if you're looking for an upper price target, I would say something like 68,605 is probably a pretty safe bet. Not financial advice, of course. Now, that's on the 15 minute. On the 1 minute and the 3 minute, 1 minute's in a no trade zone. 3 minute has been bullish for the last sort of like 20 minutes or so. Bearing this in mind, I did go into a trade. Now generally I've been getting really good results with the 15-minute time frame. And if you look here, the last 15-minute one would not have been profitable if you'd have gone short. So you'd have entered here at 68,153 and you would have left at 68,363. Wouldn't have been a big loss, but it wouldn't have been good. Now, there's two things about this. One is I think at the moment Bitcoin is looking extremely bullish. I think there's so many things pointing towards the fact that it's going to go much, much higher and reach a new all-time high very, very soon. So shorting Bitcoin in this kind of market now seems slightly insane to me, especially this late in October, because normally the end of October is when you start to see the price of Bitcoin go up quite rapidly, especially on years with a halving. Now, to me, it's unlikely we're going to see any amazing moves before the US elections. It'll probably happen after that. So we've got another week or so before that occurs. So why did I go long? Well, I did that because I was looking at my trusty EMAs, and what I saw here was at the start of the red part of Stonksy, sure enough the trend was down. The EMAs were going green, yellow, cyan, red, okay, and this remained the case until about here, sort of late last night. I was asleep by then, so I didn't actually see all that. Then when I woke this morning, I saw that it had tried to go higher, came back a little bit, and then these two EMAs, the yellow and the green one, that's the 21 and the 55, they crossed bullish at about 8 o'clock this morning. So I went into a long position then. And sure enough, half an hour later, the Stonksy bearish indicator disappeared. Now at the moment on the 15 minute, it's still in a no trade zone. But I did try and front run the idea when I saw that. So I am actually in a long position now, which I can show you. So this is the trade here. So I went long at 68,286 and I've set a stop loss slightly in profit because I'm still not convinced until I see the Stonksy go green on the 15-minute, which it hasn't done yet. So you can see here this trade is it's a bigger one, so it's 5% in profit, which is $75, which is okay. Probably I'm going to set a partial take profit at that CME level as well. 68,605, and I'm going to take like 25% off the table, close long. Okay, so that's a limit order, and that will be 11% it will make. Okay, so you can see that up here. Okay, so now if the price comes down, it will hit the stop loss. I'll make a small profit. If it goes up, I'll take a small profit, and then I can decide if I think it's going to go further up or if it's going to come back down, and decide accordingly. So to me now, that is a trade I don't have to worry about. I'm trading this on BitGet. If you want to trade on BitGet, if you use my link, savewithcrypto.org/BitGet, you can get up to a $30,000 free trading bonus when you sign up. Now, I know a lot of my regular viewers are very used to these EMAs now, but I think I've got a few new subscribers from the Stonksy channel, and if so, welcome. You're very welcome here. Please do subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And for the benefit of those, I did do a video for the Stonksy channel. I'm not sure if it's uploaded yet, but I can show you a preview of what I made for the Stonksy channel, which shows you how to set up these indicators and how to use them in conjunction with Stonksy to just maybe get a better idea of what's going on when you're in the middle of like a red section of Stonksy or a green section. So let's have a look at that. Now what I'm going to do today is to show you how to set up multiple EMAs using one indicator. And this is pretty much how Eric Krohn does it as well. So we go to indicators. So if you type in something like CT MOV, you can see here you've got this CT moving average crossover indicator. CT stands for caretaker, who made the indicator. Caretaker is a friend of Eric Krohn's and seems to be an amazing indicator developer as well. Okay, so you want to add this by clicking it. Okay, so there's the indicator added, and to me that looks really messy and I don't really know what's going on. So what I do, I'll make some changes by coming up to the indicator settings here, click the little gear. So what I do, I want to get rid of this box here because I don't need that. So I turn off the moving average crossover info panel, so that disappears. Then I just turn all of these off for the moment so we can see what we're doing. So the first one I'm going to set is I'm going to use the colour red, and I'm going to set a 5 EMA, okay, and then check that box there, and that puts that red line there. Next I want to pick a cyan colour, and I'm going to make this a 9 EMA, so 9 EMA, okay. Next one, check that, I'm going to make this yellow, which is a 21 EMA, and the last one here, this is going to be green, and that is going to be a 55 EMA, okay. The moving average crossover pairs I don't need at the moment, but they can stay checked. So everything else is like that. In style, I don't think I've changed anything there. Visibility, I have not touched. Okay, so I'm going to click OK there. So what we've got here are these moving averages. So the red is the 5 EMA, the cyan is a 9 EMA, the yellow is a 21 EMA, and the green is a 55 EMA. Now the most important thing we're looking for here on almost any time frame is the yellow and the green crossing. Now when the yellow crosses above the green, that is a bullish sign, and when the yellow crosses under the green, that is a bearish sign. Now the other thing that is really nice to see is what we call a trend in motion, and that is when you see something like this, where you see a nice spread of the EMAs, and in a bullish circumstance this will go green, yellow, cyan, red, okay? And that will show you that there is a strong uptrend. And that generally continues until you start to see the red turn down into a negative slope. So rather than going up, it's coming down, okay? So this is the 15-minute time frame. You can see this is pretty accurate. Let's go back a bit further. Now, sometimes you get areas where they're all bunched up together and none of it is making much sense. And this is quite a good example here where you can pretty much ignore everything that's going on there. But what you are looking for is the fact that over here we had green, yellow, cyan, red, so that's an uptrend. Over here we had green, yellow, cyan, red, so we're still in an uptrend. So this was a temporary wobble, nothing much to worry about. If that confuses you, look at higher time frames and I can show you that. So that was around the 15th of October, okay? So if we look at that on, say, the 30-minute time frame, you can see here that there was far less crosses and touches of these yellow and green moving averages. It's also interesting to see that during that time, Stonksy said it's a no trade zone. So Stonksy didn't know what was happening either. If we go to a higher time frame, say like the 45-minute, you can see that around that time, the moving averages didn't cross at all. Now, if you want to confirm something like a bearish trend in motion, what you're looking at is these EMAs the other way around. So you're going to see green at the top, so green, yellow, cyan, red. The same order, but an opposite direction. So you see here, you got this cross here, the green and yellow. We went bearish, and then round about here, you started to see the red 5 EMA come back and cross over the other ones. And as it did that, we then formed the bullish crossover there of the yellow and green, and up we went. Okay, so how can we use this with Stonksy? Well, let's go back to the 15-minute time frame, and let's look at the last 15-minute short opportunity that didn't work out for Stonksy. This was featured in my last video. Now the point is here, as we entered the red part of Stonksy, the trend was bearish because it was going green, yellow, cyan, red, okay, and it stayed like that. At this point here, the red started to cross back over the cyan, and then over the yellow, and then over the green. So that was a sign that things weren't going particularly well. As it happens though, because the red is the fastest moving EMA, this came back and completely reversed that situation here. Now notice here that the green and yellow didn't cross, and actually even at that point there, they got very close, but they didn't touch, and they didn't cross. They didn't actually cross until this point here. So when they cross there, that's a bullish sign. And at that time, we would have been in this candle here, and you would have had an opportunity to get out of the trade in profit if you'd have gone short when we crossed into the red zone there. So using the EMAs can be really useful for knowing when to get out of a trade. And of course, if you wanted to confirm this, looking at a higher time frame is a great way to go. So for example, that was since Thursday morning at 7:45. So if we look at something like the 45-minute time frame, we're looking at the price round about here until where we are now. And straight away you can see the background is green, so Stonksy is saying it's bullish. And also the green is below the yellow, so the overall trend is bullish as well. So we were shorting just this part here, but the overall trend was bullish. So temporarily we were bearish, but overall on a larger time frame we were bullish, and the EMAs help you to see that. So at the moment I would say we're still bullish. So I'm looking to trade the 15-minute time frame next, and at the moment it looks like we could be in a bit of a transition because this red 5 EMA is coming down. It's crossed the yellow and cyan already, and that could pull the price down quite a bit. Okay, so on the 15-minute we're not seeing much action as far as Stonksy is concerned. I'm starting to see the red EMA there go up to where the cyan is, so maybe there is a bit of a local bottom here. Let's have a look at the 3-minute, see what that says. Okay, so this 3 minute is still looking a little bit bullish, but if I see that yellow across the green, I might become more bullish. The 5 minute is one I often look at normally, and that's actually got a red background on Stonksy, and these aren't near crossing at all. So I'm going to wait a bit longer. I think I'll keep an eye on the 3 minute actually. And you see my thinking here is that the 3 minute time frames that had that bullish cross in them tend to be the better ones. For example, there wasn't one there. There was one there, which was okay. Had a little pump there. There wasn't one there. Not there, not there. There was not one there. Here you go, here's a good one. This one here, there was a nice cross there, and then that went up quite a lot. This one here, they kind of touched there, and then off we went. So that's my thinking there, is if we see a cross here on the 3 minute, it might be a good opportunity to get in along. And okay, just after the New York Open at 2:40 p.m. UK time, we did get a little pump, and them EMAs have now crossed. So I'm going to enter into a long position with this account here. This is my ByBit with $118 in it. So I'm going to go to derivatives, inverse perpetual. So just to save messing around, I'm going to do a market order. I'm going to use the whole lot and buy. Okay, so that order will fill straight away. There it goes. Okay. Now, I wouldn't suggest using the whole of your capital, but obviously I'm just doing a demonstration here with $100. So let's see how this works out. Let's go back to trading view for a moment. Okay, so the 3 minutes looking good. 5 minutes still bearish. 15 minute nothing. Although on the 5 minute we are starting to see the 21 and the 55 EMA get very, very close. Let's see what happens if they cross. Okay, so we got a cross there on the 5 minute, that's good. But I would love to see Stonksy go green on something bigger than the 3 minute. Let's keep looking at the 5 minute. Okay, this is great. So 3 candles ago, the 5 minute turned green. So that's great. So at this point in time, I'd probably think, okay, I don't want to lose any money. So let's set a stop loss, just above the entry there. So say like 68.065. So 68.065. So there you go. That means we can't lose any money. In fact, I could probably push it up a little bit more, couldn't I? Okay, so that's the 5 minute. I'm guessing the 15 minute is still no trade. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what we've done here is we've used the EMAs on the 5 minute time frame to kind of front run the idea of changing into a green background on Stonksy on the 5 minute, which I think is pretty cool. Now, have we got a trend in motion? Well, yeah, we have, because red, cyan, yellow, green, nicely spaced out. What I do need to do is keep an eye on this red one, just coming back towards the cyan and the yellow, because what we don't want to see now is any sort of cross of the yellow and green. So as for my trade, how's this looking? Well, the answer to that is really good. If we look here, you can see that this trade is 27.47% in profit. Okay, so meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin didn't really do much. It's still hovering around this 63.4k level, which is a level of resistance. So it's going to take a little bit to get through that. But I think when it does, it should be blue sky after that. Anyway, please do check out the Stonksy indicator and do use my code. So it's SWC30, which works on the annual plan. Okay, but do use my link anyway, savewith.crypto.org/Stonksy. Do check out the Stonksy YouTube channel as well, because there are some useful videos there as well. You can tell my ones because they've got my little logo in the corner there, little SWC logo. Okay, so I've got 2 there so far. So that third one isn't up yet, but I'm sure it will be very soon. Okay, so that's pretty cool. 222 subscribers and growing. And talking of subscribers, are you subscribed to my channel? I've got 94 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is fantastic, but I'd love to make that 100. Go on, be one of those. Make this number here go up. It's actually been stuck on like 7,500 for about a year. So I'd love to get to 8,000. That'd be fantastic. And while you're down there subscribing, do make sure you've got the notifications set on all with the little bell. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching the video this far, that's really appreciated. Remember to like the video and above all, tell your friends.